Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. It's Monday. You made it through your weekend. And if you are a teacher or anybody who celebrates MLK Day and gets a day off from work, it has been a long weekend. Happy Monday. I hope everyone's doing well. If you had to work today, I hope that you enjoyed your day. How about that? That's the best I can say. I did not have to work, but I did go to school because my diversity committee students did an incredible job hosting an event where they talk about diversity with adults and with kids. No big deal, just rocking it in 6th and 7th grade. I'm like a proud mom. I'm like, look at those kids go. They were incredible. That's really all that I can say about it. So I got to sleep in today. I got to watch kids inspire the youth and the older generations. I took a nap. Like, what a day. What a day to be alive. I am feeling good. I hope you're feeling good too. We're going to go ahead, share this video out so everyone can jump on in. Today, we're talking about what to do when your makeup sucks. And yes, I mean it. When your makeup sucks. Oh, gosh. Because we've been there, right? Like, we have all been there. So, real quick fix? That's what happens when you can't choose a word. They blend together. Real quick moments for me to share this out, and then we're going to get right into it. So, as I said last week, one of the things that I am changing for the format for 85 Beauty Talks is to make sure that we are doing this quickly, meaning we're just keeping each session down to 15 minutes or less. We're going to get in, I'm going to give you some really great information, and then we're getting out. That way, you are going to get more tangible information. You're going to have an action step to step away with. You're going to have an opportunity to have something actionable that you can take, like an actual step that you can move forward for yourself in order to make sure that
getting out. That way,
Inception.
You are going to.
Sorry about that. I ended up clicking too many buttons. That happens. It's totally fine. Totally happens. Okay, just making sure I'm sharing this out with everybody so everyone can hop in, and then I'm going to get started. The other thing I wanted to tell you is that last week was the Back to Basics workshop, and it was a full week of an incredible amount of information. I really thought like, oh man, instead of doing like a full day of a workshop where you have just hours upon hours, we're going to make this a 5-day experience. And I did. And now I'm like, whoa, I didn't know that there was that much to learn about makeup. Like I knew in my heart, but like I was just baffled by like, man, I taught a lot and there's still more. Like there's so much more to talk about. So I say that to say, anytime that you have an opportunity to join one of the 5-day challenges that I do or one of the workshops, if you want to do the makeup coaching program, which is a one-on-one intensive, I promise you, you're going to walk away with an incredible amount of information, as well as really being able to transform and change your life in a positive way in how you interact with makeup, because that is the mission of 85 Beauty, is to make makeup feel easy and accessible, because far too often it doesn't feel that way. So I am hoping that you are going to have more of those positive experiences. Okay, I've done enough. Everything's shared out. We're ready to go. So today, let's talk about when your makeup sucks. What I am talking about specifically, excuse me, I jumped in. I did this earlier today. I didn't introduce myself. Sorry. My name's Keila Fowler, founder and CEO of 85 Beauty. Hello. It's nice to meet you. And I talked about the mission of the company, but I am the person that you're going to see on here every Monday at 7. So, Keila, that is me. Now we can actually have a name-to-name conversation. Okay. Make sure you post any questions, comments in the comment box, even if you're watching on the replay, because on the replay, I come back and I answer all of your questions. So if you've been wondering, Well, I'm watching this like on YouTube because she posted the video. How do I talk to her? Very simple. You email me at hello@eightyfivebeauty.com and you send me your questions and then I answer them. It's just that simple. I'm on the other end of that email like, hey, come talk to me. What you want to talk about? Happy to answer your questions. And then you can also leave comments below the YouTube video. So I put this everywhere so that you can get on in there. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this lesson. You can do something about those makeup products that you just don't find are working out for you. You absolutely can. So I kind of alluded to the fact that we were going to talk about like what to do when your makeup on your face sucks. And I'm sorry, I was a little tricky. What I really mean is when you figure out that like a particular product that you've put on your face just ain't doing it. You know what I mean? Because we've all been there, right? Like standing in front of the aisle in your local drugstore or Sephora or Ulta, trying to figure out which mascara or lipstick or foundation is going to change your life. And of course, that seems a little bit dramatic, but that's what they promised on the bottle and in the commercial and in the magazine ad. They do promise that like this is going to make your lashes 10 times longer, or this foundation is going to wear for 24 hours. They make it seem like this is going to be the biggest, baddest, greatest thing you've ever encountered. And you finally make a choice after looking at all of these things and picking things up and comparing and looking at prices and looking at, I don't know, how pretty the packaging is, because yeah, it matters to some of us. Honest moment, yes, packaging matters to some of us. So you get it home and the moment comes to try it on and it just sucks, man. Like, it's bad. You know what I'm saying, right? Like it either doesn't do what it said it was going to do, or it just doesn't look good on you. So here's the first thing I want you to remember. Just because it sucks for you doesn't mean it sucks for everyone. That is just something that is really true. Just because it sucks for you doesn't mean it's going to suck for everyone, because there are some products that based on your skin type or based on what you personally like, it may be the texture, the way that it feels, it may be the smell, it may be that you just have a preference about what you like and it doesn't match up with that product. So I just want to remind you that even if you're like, oh, this is terrible, doesn't mean it's terrible for everybody. Okay? Can we just agree on that? Awesome. So this is the moment. You're like, what do I do now? Because I've identified this sucks for me. Here's what you're not going to do. You're not going to put it away. You guys know that like emoji that's like the like woman like smacking her head? Like, don't do that. I'm telling you. Don't put it away, because then you're going to be creating or contributing to what already exists, which is the drawer of shame. I talk about the drawer of shame a lot. I've done a full video on it, I think last spring or summer. You can find it at 85 Beauty on the Facebook page. You can also find it on YouTube and on the website. Excuse me for a moment. I tell you, with this winter situation, the runny noses are just running. Okay. Thank you about that. Thank you for that. So the drawer of shame, here's what it is. It is that collection of products that you didn't mean to collect, but you have. Hi, Emma. So your drawer of shame is going to be, it could be a drawer, it could be a shoebox, it could be a little baggie, it can be just a random spot that exists in your life where you just pop products that just didn't work out because you think I'll come back to it, or it just didn't really work, so I'm just going to like put it to the side for now. Here's why that is terrible. What ends up happening is every time you look at that, it's like you're shaming yourself, right? You open it up. Like I have actual drawers in my makeup vanity. So when I open up my drawers and I see a product that I just am like, oh, it was so bad. It was so awful. Excuse me. Excuse me. if it was awful, every time I look at it, I think I'm reminded that was awful. I really didn't like that. And then I look at it again, I'm like, oh, that was awful. I really didn't like that. And then I look at it again, I'm like, oh gosh, why did I do that? Gosh, that was so terrible. You're just kind of like having a traumatic experience over and over every time you look at this thing that you didn't like. And then you're also, if money was a part of it, right? If you are somebody who is conscious of how you spend your money, you're also looking at that bad money choice because you're like, that wasn't even worth the money. And now I'm out the money. And if that's something that matters to you, you're just kind of adding more injury to yourself. And I don't want that for you. I want every single thing that you have for your makeup to matter and to contribute to making you feel pretty. If it doesn't make you feel pretty, don't put it on your face. And I mean that, and I say it all the time. If it doesn't make you feel pretty, don't put it on your face because it's just going to make you feel awful. And what you're wanting to feel is exceptional, right? So that is very important that you remember that. So here are your options. Here's what you can do. First option is you can return it. Yes, you can return makeup. Go get your money back. I did a blog post about it. I will link it in the comments so that you can find all of there's like a whole list of return policies that I've linked up so that you can see like, oh, well, wait a minute. What about Walgreens? What about Sephora? Yes, most places you can return makeup the same way that you can return clothes. So just return it to the store. You don't like it? Take it back. Second option, exchange it. Trade it in for something else that you really did like. Maybe it's the color that was off. Maybe you're like, oh, I was looking between this brand and this brand. I chose A. Go back and get B. Just exchange it. Third option, gift it. Give it to somebody else. So in the makeup coaching program, I talk specifically about how to test your new products at home without contaminating them so that you can still give them away. So if you haven't compromised the product, especially if it's like a powder, if it's a liquid that you can pour or kind of squirt out of a bottle, things like those kinds of items are much easier to pass on. Just give it to someone that you think might like it better. Because remember, right, it may not be great for you, but it could be great for somebody else. The other point to remember is that makeup does expire. So if you hold on to it for some magical day when suddenly you're thinking, you know what, this product was terrible when I first bought it, and now I'm ready to give it another try. Well, how long has that been? Because if it's expired, then it's going to cause you some serious issues. So holding on to it is not one of your options. With that, here is our action step for this week. I want you to take a look through your makeup. What don't you use? Want you to identify what it is that you are not using and identify why. If it's a dud product, then you should get rid of it. If it doesn't make you feel pretty, don't put it on your face. But if there's something about it that is redeeming, maybe you just realize that it may be a seasonal product. Maybe it's something that you only wear when your skin is a certain way based on maybe in winter, your skin is drier. And so it's a more drying product that you wear in the summer. I talk about that in the makeup inventory. So what you can do is you can go to eightyfivebeauty.com. And when you click the Join Now button, it's going to give you access to a 3-part training called the Makeup Inventory. And in the Makeup Inventory, I talk to you about expiration dates. I talk to you about cleansing your items, like getting in there, getting out all the things that aren't serving you, and making sure that you can differentiate what is seasonal, what's going to be an everyday product, and how you can make sure that your products are working for you. So I hope this has been super helpful. Like I said, I will come back and pop in the comments the link for the expiration dates blog post, and I will absolutely see you all next week. Thanks for joining me, and I want you to, as usual, stay fabulous. Bye, y'all.